It's Amy with Lily Bean Designs. How are you on this Friday night? Welcome and thanks for watching. We are painting another one of the June files for SVG Clubhouse tonight. Tammy, I can't give away coupon codes in this live because I'm live to several locations and I can't give that coupon code away outside of SVG Clubhouse. So the coupon codes are in the Facebook group. If you go look under the featured tab, there's like a tab at the top that says featured, and scroll down. There's a post that talks about like your monthly files, which are the patriotic files for June, and it gives you the 50% off code. Then there's another post that has the files from last year, from June of last year, and it gives you that coupon code, and those are like bee-themed files. So just scroll down under that feature tab and you'll see the post, and the coupon codes are in there. So yeah, hello Megan and Diane. How's everybody doing tonight? Thank y'all for watching. Okay, so I am already starting on this because I was just trying to get the boring part going, which is painting just a bunch of white on the frame. So this is going to be the frame of my project. There are 4 pieces that fit together to make the frame. So y'all, excuse me with my wet hair because I just got out the shower because I've been painting all day. I'm getting the July files for SVG Clubhouse all painted and staged and photographed for you guys because I am headed home to Virginia we were going to head home on Tuesday, and now I think we might leave early. We might leave on Monday. And by the time I get home, get settled in for a couple of days, go visit my mom, make sure she's doing okay, and all of that, it's going to be the first. So I'm getting everything ready for you guys. I'm so excited. I cannot wait for y'all to see the files for July. They are super cute. We are doing a fall theme. A lot of y'all said you were ready for fall and holiday stuff already, even though I know it's only summer, barely summer. But you know, a lot of people stay a whole season ahead. So we are doing some fall files this month, but I promise you, if you're not ready for fall yet, you're going to be ready to start making fall files when you see, or fall projects when you see these files, because they're super fun. But that's not to say that we won't go back and do some neutral, just like plain home decor files, like maybe the following month. I'm making the second birthday cake for my great niece tomorrow. Oh, that's so cute. What is your birthday cake theme? That sounds so fun. I used to love making birthday cakes, like themed cakes for my kids when they were little. Oh my gosh, we made so many different cakes over the years. My daughter was obsessed with Cinderella. Who else? Hannah Montana. Gosh, that was ages ago, obviously. Dora. I'm definitely dating myself there. My son was into Star Wars and Harry Potter and Transformers. Yeah, we used to do all kinds of fun themes. That was always fun making their cakes. Too groovy. Oh, that sounds cute. So is it like a 60s theme? That sounds very cute. So I am painting a shaker project for y'all tonight. If you've never made a shaker, you're in for a treat because they are super fun. They're one of my favorite things to make. This is one of the June files in my SVG Clubhouse, and they were released on June 1st. So I did have someone ask me, this is they said it's getting close to July 4th. And I'm like, I know these files were released on June 1st. But I'm making them just to show a different version of, like a different paint technique. Because the ones that we posted in the group, one of my group members painted those this month. So I'm just painting these with a different color scheme and just chatting about the clubhouse. So I thought I would just paint them all for y'all and just talk about the clubhouse a little bit. So our doors are open. We only open a few times a year. We open for about 6 days at a time, and we're only going to be opening probably one more time this year, and that's not going to be until probably October. So if you want to get in before all the fun holiday files start rolling out, this is the time to get in. We're open until Sunday at midnight, but today is the last day that you can still grab a bonus file if you join. So you get one of our Christmas in July files in addition to the June bundle. And let me show you what file that is. That is a Baby It's Warm Outside, not cold outside, door hanger that we painted last week. So if you missed this video, I did paint this door hanger live last week along with the other bonus files. So go back on my page and check out those videos. But this is a Christmas in July theme. So Santa has gone to the beach and he has hung out his little swimming trunks and Hawaiian shirt and flip-flops, and Mrs. Claus has her little bathing suit. So that's our door hanger, and that was just so much fun to paint. So the link to SVG Clubhouse is scrolling at the bottom of the screen. If you're not familiar with our club, I'll tell you a little bit about it. So it is a membership group for laser and Glowforge owners, and it is $17 a month, or you can join annually and get 1 month free. So you only pay for 11 months. For your membership fee, you get 4 exclusive files every month, and the files are lots of different things. So we always do a door hanger. We do shaker files, we do tiered trays, shelf sitters, sandwich boards, market stands, ornaments, tags, oh gosh, lots of other things. We've done banners, all kinds of things. We can do calendars. Oh, what else? I'm trying to think. Car charms, lots of different things. So the files are different every month. You always do get one door hanger, and then you get like 3 other things. Usually you get at least 1 shelf sitter or tiered tray, and then you get like 2 other things, and they all kind of coordinate. So this month's bundle was called Sweet Land of Liberty, and that is, we're painting one of those files tonight. And next month's files are going to be released on July 1st. So if you join, then you get the bundle for June, plus you get the bonus file for today if you join before midnight tonight. And then on July 1st, which is only another week away, you're going to get your July bundle. So lots of files coming your way when you join. You also get 50% off of all my Etsy files. So every month we give you a coupon code to get 50% off. You can use that an unlimited amount of times. I don't know why I'm using this little bitty brush. Hold on, I need a bigger brush. I'm going to paint the backer of this file periwinkle. So this is Deco Art Periwinkle. Thank you, Christy. Christy says it's so worth joining the club. I always love the files. Thank you so much. We have a lot of fun in there. You also get access to our Facebook group, and you can ask questions, get ideas, get help with your, laser troubleshooting. You can ask some business questions in there. It's a judgment-free zone, drama-free zone. It's a wonderful community of crafters, and we just have a good time in there. We share our ideas with each other and what we're working on and all sorts of things. So you get that. We also do a live paint party every month. We give you a supply list as well each month. And the supply list has all the paint colors that we used, and it has the fonts, clickable links to everything. So if we used markers or ribbon, beads, glue, brushes, sponges, just whatever we used on the links are on the supply list for you. And you also get marketing photos that you can use to sell your products. So we give you blank and finished marketing photos for all 4 projects. So it's quite a deal. And like I said, we are only open a few times a year, and we are currently open right now. And today is the last day to grab a bonus file. We'll still be open all weekend, but no bonus files will be left. So you'll just get the June bundle. And then on July 1st, you'll get the July bundle. Everything is Glowforge sized. So it's just drop and go. You just open up the Glowforge app, import your project, and you are good to go. You don't have to move things around, resize them. I size everything for Glowforge just in case you don't have a bigger laser, and I don't want you to have to do the extra work of moving everything around. I score all the lines for you. I put hanging holes in the door hangers. If you cannot cut a full-size door hanger with your laser, the door hanger files are all split for you, so you can cut them in 2 pieces, and the split is always hidden somewhere in the design. And then there's an attachment piece on the back that you can put on there so that you can make a big door hanger with a if you don't have a pass-through door, or if you don't know how to use your pass-through door. So I also do that. All right, so this is finished. This is the periwinkle color, which is kind of a bluish purple color for our backer. And then I'm going to paint the letters. These shakers are actually pretty quick to put together. People get kind of intimidated by them, but honestly, they're like one of the easier things to make. All right, I'm going to do sweet and of in white. So I'm just using a little sponge stick and some Deco Art white. This is the big container of white, so it's snow titanium white, which you can get at Hobby Lobby or most craft stores. Any white will do. If you like shakers, I have other shaker videos on my page. So you can just go to my Facebook page and click on videos, which sometimes, depending on what device you're watching on, you have to click media and then videos. But you just go to videos and scroll down, and everything is organized for you. So you can find the type of video you were looking for. We have other shaker videos in our library. So just getting a coat of white on here. Y'all, I just finished getting all the paint off of my hands from earlier today, and now I'm getting paint on my hands again. And you know, it drives me nuts getting all this paint and glue everywhere, but I was like, I really want to make this shaker for you guys. It's super fun. Oh, while I have the white handy, I'm going to paint. All right, let me show you this. So this is our ice cream cone top, and this is the way a shaker file works. For the part that is a shaker, and when I say shaker, I mean that it's going to have little inside pieces. In this case, we're using sequins, and it involves layers. So what you're going to do is, and everything's labeled for you in the file, so you know what to cut out of what layer. So we have 2 of these. They're identical, except one is cut out of 1/4-inch material and one is cut out of 1/8-inch material. It doesn't matter if it's wood or MDF or whatever. Like, this actually is MDF and this is wood, because that's just what I had for these materials, for these thicknesses. And then this piece is acetate. It's kind of hard to see on camera, but it's a clear piece of acetate, and you can buy packs of these on Amazon. You can also get them at Hobby Lobby, and they're just those clear transparencies, the same thing that we used to have. When I say we, I mean us 80s kids used to have the overhead transparencies in school, where the teacher would turn on the little thing and project it onto the screen, and they would write on it with the different colors, and it would project up there. That's what these are. These are like transparencies. Okay, so that's all this is. It's very cheap. They cut out super quick. Like, I cut them on my laser. You know, honestly, I told y'all this the last time I made one of these. I used my Thunder laser, and I did not even change the settings. I used the setting that I normally use for scoring, which is 500 speed and 30% power. And so I used that setting and I did not refocus. I left my beam exactly where it normally is if I'm scoring or cutting on 1/4 inch material, even though this is not 1/4 of an inch, obviously. Laid my acetate down, got my camera all set up, and it just cut it in 2 seconds. It was so fast. It's so, so simple to cut. Have you tried painter's tape to hold the letters in place? While I'm painting? Yeah, I do that sometimes if I have a lot of letters to paint, but this is just not that many. But yeah, I do use painter's tape sometimes. Okay, so that's your clear piece of acetate. So the way this works is that we're going to do some layers here. And it's going to be, and this will make sense in a minute when I put it all together. But the 1/4 inch piece is going to go down, and then the acetate, and then the 1/8 inch material. So the only one that we need to paint is the one that's going to show on top, which is the 1/8 inch, okay? So I'm going to paint this white. So if you're wondering why I have left things unpainted, that is why. Yeah, if I have a lot of little tiny letters and pieces, I definitely use tape. But if I don't, I'm lazy and I just don't bother with it. All right, and we're going to do 2 coats of our white because you know whites have to do 2 coats, make it nice and bright. And some of these letters are stuck together. It's just the font, you know, that's how it cuts with this font and this spacing. And honestly, I don't bother separating them because it really just makes life easier. So I like it that way. All right, so there's all of our white, and we're gonna do the land and liberty in red. And sorry, I had to jump on a call and I missed a bit. Where did you buy your acetate? I get my acetate on Amazon. Yeah, I get it on Amazon. It's sometimes I buy the Cricut brand. There's like a Cricut brand. Sometimes I just buy like whatever brand is on sale. It's on my supply list. If you go to my website, lulubeandesigns.com, and you click favorite supplies, it'll take you to my Amazon storefront, and the acetate is on there. This is True Red by Deco Art. This is just a nice bright red against that periwinkle. It's going to show up nicely. And I like painting with a sponge stick because I feel like it makes a little bit less of a mess, and it doesn't get paint on the sides of the letters as much, and it's faster. And then I've got this little bitty heart. I'm just going to hit here with some red. This is the dot on the eye. In this font, it's just a little tiny heart. I thought that was cute. Okay, and then the only other thing that we have to paint is the cone. This is the ice cream cone. It's 2 layers. And so we're going to paint the back layer of it in dark chocolate. If I can get any more dark chocolate out. I'm trying to use up the last little bit of this bottle, but I think we might finally be at the end. Let's see if I can get any more out of here. You know what? I think we're done. I think we're done with the big bottle of brown paint. I have got, where's my dark umber? Get it out. or burnt, is it burnt umber or dark umber? I just bought it yesterday. Where did it go? Here it is, burnt umber. This is apple barrel from Walmart. It's a little bit darker than dark chocolate. I think I'm just gonna stick with the paint, the sponge sticks, you guys. I have a lot of these little sponge sticks handy, so I think I'm just gonna stick with that. All right, I'm gonna paint the back, the dark burnt umber. And the front, we're gonna do burlap. Hey Sandra, I'm glad you could make it. Welcome. This one is Burlap by Deco Art. Okay, now I am going, did I do a second coat on here? I don't think I did a second coat on that, that ice cream cone. Well, if I did, I'm doing a third coat. It's MDF, and MDF soaks up paint, so it looks like it needs a third coat to me. Okay. Now I had an idea, and I thought it would be cute to speckle, splatter paint the white letters. So let me get the other stuff that's still wet out of the way so it doesn't get paint on it. And then I probably need like maybe a paper towel or a piece of paper, just something to not have spackle everywhere. Spackle. I keep saying spackle, not spackle, speckle. All right, so I'm gonna do a little red and periwinkle speckle. And to do that, I'm gonna take my wet brush. I'm just gonna grab like a fairly small brush. This one is like probably less than 1/4 of an inch. And I'm gonna make sure it's nice and wet, and I'm gonna just dilute my paint down a little bit. So I've got some paint on my paper plate here, and I've got the periwinkle and the red, and I'm just taking my brush and I'm just, with it very wet, I'm just diluting down a little bit. I'm gonna see if this works. I haven't done this in a while. All right, so now I'm gonna try to speckle it and not make a big mess. I did get one big drop, so I kind of want a couple more big drops so it doesn't look like that's the only one. I'm just tapping it on my hand, and it is flying everywhere. It's getting on my laptop. I'm trying to keep it from getting everywhere. All right, let me do the of. I don't know if you can see this on camera, but it's definitely showing up. I'm trying to get some more like bigger drops. Just seem to be landing everywhere except where I need them to land. There we go. That's better. Okay. Now I spent $60 on beads. Oh, that's so funny. Yeah, I have probably spent $100 on beads in the last week buying for different holidays, but I know I'll use them. I've already used a bunch of them. Amazon shopping while I'm sitting by the fire. You're sitting, okay, Tanya, where are you sitting by the fire? I can't imagine sitting by the fire right now where I am. It's very hot. All right, I'm doing the same thing with my red paint. I'm just diluting it down a little bit so it splatters better. I think this is going to be cute. I can get the splatters. Y'all, can y'all see how they're landing everywhere from except where I need them to land for the big drops? I just want a couple of bigger drops. Can y'all see that? "70 degrees here, but temps are dropping." Oh my goodness. Where are you? You've probably told me before. I try to everybody shits hard. There we go. Now we're getting some bigger drops. Oh, that's a big drop. I don't know if I needed to drop that big, but it's on there. All right, so now I have sufficiently splattered everything. I've made a little bit of a mess, but that's okay. It's going to be cute. We're going to have to be careful, though, because these white letters are still going to be a little bit damp because they've got some big drops of paint on them. That's winter weather. Oh, my goodness. Oh, in Wisconsin. Yeah, I guess in Wisconsin. You're a lot colder in Wisconsin than we are in Louisiana. We just got out of the pool a while ago, and it is not heated. It's not a heated pool. Okay, so let's start putting this together. And you know what, y'all? I can already tell you that I got some splatter on my frame. So you know I'm going to have to fix that. Just a little bit. Just a little touch up with some white, I think will be good. I should have moved everything further out of the way. But it's really hard when you're trying to get everything in camera to make sure it's all out of the way. Okay, that's good enough. So first things first, I'm going to put my frame on. And I'm just going to put a bead of glue all the way around. Do y'all see I'm using my new bottle of Stick Fast? I finally ran out of my Star Bond, and I ordered a new bottle of Stick Fast. I'm trying to keep my tip, at least for a little while, I'm trying to keep my tip nice and clean and not getting gunky. But y'all know that's hard. I'm just going to push this down for just a second here and try to get it. Make sure it's staying down. I could clamp it, but my paint's a little damp because I touched it up since it got the splatter on there. So this glue works really quick. And then I'll probably touch this up again once it's all put together. I'll touch my frame up again one more time. And I'll clean up my lines because I did get a little bit of paint on the sides. So I'll touch those up with a Sharpie. Okay, I think that's good enough for now. So let's we'll do our letters first. We'll do our shaker part last. And I like to just put the glue straight on here. Sometimes I even paint the letters on here. Like I glue them down first and then I paint them if I'm going to paint them with a sponge stick. I love the splatter. I think it's so cute. And as you all these lines are scored, which just makes it super simple to put it all together. Now, if you're in my clubhouse, I also give you a free easel file, and it gives you several sizes of easels and props that you can use for these signs, for tiered trays, for shelf sitters. And if you are looking for that file, look also under the featured tab. Oh, you know what? I painted the wrong side of my heart. So I'm going to put it on here, and then I'm going to paint a little red on there. And then I'm just going to touch up where I got a little bit of splatter paint. Okay, that's all. So Sweet Land of Liberty. That's all our letters. See this splatter paint? Isn't that cute? And we'll do our bottom layer of our ice cream cone. So the layer that is 1/4 of an inch thick, that, oh, my screen froze. There we go. That it's 1/4 of an inch thick, and we did not paint this layer, okay, because it's not going to show. So here, I'm going to put the glue on the back of here. Make sure I have it in the right spot. Just a thin layer of glue. You don't need your glue seeping out. And then we'll do our cone. Okay, and then we're going to do the fun part in just a moment here. But first, I'm going to do just some little accents. With a teensy tiny little brush. And then I'm going to take in a little bit of the dark color, the dark brown color, sorry. And maybe a little bit more white to brighten it up. All right, so everything's done except for our little shaker area there. And to do that, we get to get the sequins out. All right, I've got my container of all different kinds of sequins here. Move this over some so y'all can see. Here, I'm going to do this. Okay, now y'all can see better. All right, so I want one layer of blue and one layer of red, and I'll probably mix some white in too. And what makes the colors really pop is if you have a few different variations of the same color. So a few different shades of the same color. So the sequins I'm putting in here, I've got light blue, aqua, a darker blue. I'm going to throw a few white into the mix. And try to get down in here and get a few lighter pieces. Just because it gives you, it kind of catches your eye when you have a mixture of shades, not just all the same color. In the red, I actually have a few bigger sequins. I don't want too many of those big giant ones though. I want some of the small, like clear. I'm just going in my stash. And I get my sequins usually at the craft store or Amazon. Amazon does have some big packs of sequins if you want to just buy a whole bunch of different colors. And I'm going to throw a few white in with the red as well. Maybe some silver in there. Oh, you know what? I grabbed the wrong red. Did y'all see what I just did? I don't know if you can see that from there. We do not want candy canes. I have some candy cane red sequins for Christmas. We do not want candy canes. This is not a Christmas file. All right. That brings me to my tool that I need to show y'all. If you have not seen me use this tool before, this is called the Silhouette Pick-Me-Up. And it's the Silhouette, like the Silhouette cutting machine. They make this and they sell it at all the craft stores. They also sell this one on Amazon. This thing is great for picking up stray sequins because sequins are very staticky. And it's got this little tacky thing at the end of it, and it sticks to the sequins and you can pick them up. They're very hard to pick up with your fingers sometimes. All right, that's all the sequins we need. We don't want too many because you want them to be able to move around. Now, make sure that your acetate doesn't have any dust on it. And then we're going to go around very carefully. Don't get any glue down inside, because you don't want to glue your sequins in there. So very sparingly with the glue. And then when we drop this down, really careful that we're not shifting it. There we go. Just drop it right into place. And now we can put on our top layer, which is the 1/8 inch layer. Now you can do both of these with 1/4 inch. The reason I wouldn't recommend doing them with both 1/8 inch is because I like the 1/4 inch layer on the bottom because it's thicker and it allows more room for sequins to move around. But I have had people say that they make their shakers with both 1/8 inch layers and they turn out just fine. Okay, so that is your personal preference. But that's it. I don't want to move it around too much because the glue is still drying. That's our shaker. See the little sequins in there moving around, how fun that is? And if you're in the club, like I said, you can grab an easel file under the featured tab and you could have a little easel to paint and prop your little sign up on. And this is 10 inches square. So it's a little tabletop sign. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining me, guys. Thanks, Diane. I love shakers. They're so fun. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you. Let's see, what are we doing? I'm going to do another, the last patriotic file, the last Sweet Land of Liberty file I'm painting over the weekend. Not sure if I'm painting it, probably Sunday. I think I'm going to paint it Sunday on the last day that we're open. So it'll probably be like an afternoon or evening paint tutorial, and we'll do the tags. There's a patriotic tag set that is one of our files for the month of June. So I'll paint that live, and we'll chat one more time about the clubhouse and just make sure that he has gotten in who wants to get in. And I hope you guys have a great weekend. Thanks for watching. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.